Hello. It's been a while since I made a video. I was planning on making a video every day or every couple of days after surgery, but the last week and a half have been very difficult. I went home from the hospital 2 days after surgery, and the nausea that I was experiencing just kept getting worse, and it was next. It was just so unbearable. It was really bad. It just felt like every minute I was gonna throw up, and it was just constant. And it was definitely difficult to live with, coupled with my stomach hurting and not really wanting to drink anything and just being miserable. Um, so I just took my time and tried to get better, and um, you know the video just kind of took second fiddle, unfortunately. I really did want to document it as it happened, but it was just priorities. So just to go forward from there, um, the it's been 12 days since my last video, and the last video I took was the 15th, I think, and that was a Friday. And that was the Friday after my surgery. The surgery had been on Wednesday the 13th, so it has been quite some time, and things have gone good. A lot of things have progressed well. As of yesterday, I've lost 23 pounds, um, and 20 of those pounds I lost through the first week and a half. So, um, you know, I I feel kind of weak. I think partially because of the rapid weight loss, and partially because I'm still only taking in about 5 to 6 cups of liquid a day. Um, and 22 ounces of that liquid is protein. So, I mean, that's all of the fuel my body's getting right now. So, I do feel a little bit weak, and I'm having to deal with a lot of cold and hot flashes. Just regulating my temperature is really challenging. So if I go to get up and get dressed and take a shower, it is a feat. I mean, it really takes a lot out of me. So usually I'll get in the shower and get dressed, and then I'll need to sit down and rest a little bit and, have some protein and possibly end up taking a nap because it is just like I'm really tired. Um, I try to just keep going, but it really does. It's really exhausting. So I'm trying to get up and out at least 3 times a day, where I'm out and I'm walking around. And once I get moving, I start to get really flushed, really warm, uncomfortably warm. And it's different than before the surgery, where I'm just a warm person and I get, kind of sweaty and hot and, uncomfortable. This is very different warm. This is irregular temperature control warm. This is like a flushed feeling. My cheeks get flushed. I feel fainty and like just weak, and it's not pleasant. And I feel like I think my nausea kind of gets triggered then, and just it's not fun. And so I push through it, and I kind of just take my time. I walk slower. I notice that, I'm walking pretty slow because I do feel weak. And then when I'm home, let's say after a walk, in the walks that I'm doing, it's the first walk of the day usually is taking my dogs for a walk, and that's just around my apartment complex, so it's not really that long of a walk. And then I'll try to go out to like a store where, I mean, I'll browse or something. It's not that I'm shopping, but it's like I can go up and down aisles, and, I can take my time to look at things, and I can walk and, be entertained at the same time, so that it's not just, walking on the street where, in the store I have a cart that I can push and lean on. So that's just been working for me. So it's if it was like Target or something, I can look at the different things in the store and it just is something to do. Um, I tried the grocery store, but it's kind of funny. Like, there's no point like walking down the aisles in a grocery store. There's absolutely nothing that I can look at. I mean, there's nothing that I can eat really, so it's just kind of pointless. I've gone a couple times with my mom, but there's really nothing that I can or that I need. I have like a can of soup and it'll last me like a whole week, so it's kind of funny. And then when I'm home, and let's say I'm done with the exercising for the day and it's in the evening, um, I get really, really cold, like really, like my feet are feel like icicles, and I have multiple blankets, and I'm tucked my feet, and it's just I'm freezing, and it's kind of funny because on one hand I really like being cold, on the other hand it's too cold. It's so I've never been a cold person, so it's a very new feeling, um, and it is cold right now. It's November, so it's definitely a cold time, but I've never been a cold person. And I mean, it's like 11:30 and my feet are cold, and that's really weird for me. So, be careful what you wish for because before the surgery, I was like so excited to be cold because a lot of people were saying online that, after surgery, your temperature changes, you're regulating your temperature changes because, once you're big, you have to keep your body warm, or I don't know how they were explaining it, but it was just kind of like, less circulate or less area to, circulate heat, or, you know, any somehow that your temperature changes and that there's less body mass to keep warm, or I don't know how that all works, but that they were cold instead of being hot, or instead of being just normal temperature, they were really, really cold. A lot of people said that they were wearing multiple layers because they were so cold. I guess it's a thing of usually you're carrying so much body fat that you're insulated and that you're warm all the time. And then once you lose all that fat, then you're not. So we'll see. And I was really looking forward to it because for a lot of my life, I've always been hot and uncomfortably so, especially in the summers. And it's just like sweating all the time. And, even going out and dancing or something, it's just like I really love it. But I get so uncomfortably hot. And I feel like I'm the only one who's so hot. And I think it looks worse because I'm overweight. And, you know, I, I recognize that other people are hot too, but it just feels worse, I guess, or it felt worse just being bigger. So I don't know. We'll see. Um, so I did talk about weight loss. When I got weighed yesterday, I was 321, and so just from before surgery, they weighed me, and I was 344. So I lost 8 pounds in the hospital, I believe. I think it was 8 pounds, so without moving. Um, and that's just because I wasn't intaking anything really, just a couple ounces of fluid. Um, so it's about a pound a day, I think, at this point. Um, and I'm going to be able to start on soft foods Thanksgiving. So I asked my doctor, and he said I could have mashed potatoes and pureed turkey, which sounds pretty damn good at this point because protein and water and liquids doesn't sound good anymore. Um, or just that doesn't sound great anymore. I've been also incorporating like oatmeal, but it has to be like baby cereal consistency. So my mom came up with a really cool idea. You can't have oatmeal as in its regular form because it's too hard to break down in your stomach. So she got a coffee mill and ran it through the mill on fine, which worked out great. Once you add water, you just add extra water until it's the consistency of baby cereal. Tastes like oatmeal, it's just runnier, and it still sticks to your ribs like a normal oatmeal. It was really funny because it really makes you full. And it's like I have two teaspoons of the powder and water, and it's like, you know, an ounce. It makes an ounce. If you do 4 teaspoons of the powder, it makes 2 ounces. So depending on how much food you want. I mean, it's not a question of hungry because I'm never hungry, but like how full you want to be, or how much you want to ingest, like if you're counting your ounces. So if you want to do 4 ounces and you haven't had liquids in a while and it could fit, then you can do four. And if you've had ounces, if it's been later in the day and you've had a lot of liquid, then you try just to do um, 1 ounce, so 2 teaspoons, and you won't be as, feel as full. So coming up on the full level, that has been really challenging. The last, week has been tough because I still was dealing with the nausea issue. And just FYI, this is really TMI, but the nausea medicine that they gave me, which was Zofran, when I left the hospital, um, did not do any. It was not helping. I mean, it helped at first, but then it just stopped working. Um, and they thought that the reason why it stopped working was because it wasn't being absorbed properly when I was swallowing the medicine, and it was going through the pouch and to the intestines. It was not working. So they had to give me medication that's for nausea, but it goes in the other way. So it's a suppository. And as soon as I got that medicine, it was like, oh gosh, okay, that works. So, um, be prepared for stuff. Like I had no idea that that was a possibility or that was something that they would do, but it did work pretty quickly, and it was like night and day actually. I still had nausea, but it was cut in half, if not more. So that was helpful. There have been also bathroom problems because of the fact that you're not eating, you're not taking in fluids. So going to the bathroom like didn't happen for me for 8 days, and that's from the prior to surgery and after. So that's not never a good thing, and it hurts your stomach. It really is uncomfortable. So I had to take medicine from that for that, which is also a suppository. So just get used to that idea. Um, if you're not comfortable with that, then you might have some questions you need to really think about. There's just some things that you have to do that you might not have thought about. So I guess Monday, let's see, Tuesday before my surgery was all liquids, clear liquids all day. Monday was the last time I had a bowel movement, and so I didn't have anything from Tuesday on. Um, so 8 days out. So that was a big problem. And the doctors were a little bit concerned, and if you don't go, you can have other major problems. So at that point they were like, no, you have to go. So this is what we want you to do. So then once you haven't gone in a long time, then there's a problem with it being too difficult to go. So then you have to take more medicine to make it easier to go. So then I had to do that. Uh, so once the nausea lessened, then I could start doing more of the liquid. Um, and once I went to the bathroom, then a lot of the gas also went. So that also helped with taking in more liquid. So that was a nice break in the nausea circle. Um, so when I did the nausea, I mean when I did the liquid and the protein pretty much on point, it was really challenging. It made me angry. It frustrated me. And I mean, my mom was here helping me, and it was really great. She did a great job. But let me tell you, it was really hard to do. I felt overfull all day. And I mean, we were doing what you're supposed to do is 2 ounces every 15 minutes. So what that looks like is, we had a 2 ounce measure, and so my mom would pour the protein in, 2 ounces, give it to me. We'd set a timer for 15 minutes, and over that 15 minutes, I had to drink that 2 ounces. The timer would go off, I'd be done. She'd pour 2 ounces again of either protein or juice or Gatorade 2, or it's G2. You can't have regular Gatorade, it's got too much sugar in it. Or like apple juice cut with water, half and half. Um, whatever liquids you're able to drink. So another 2 ounces, and then 15 minutes. Timer goes off. Now you need another liquid. That could be the oatmeal, baby cereal, oatmeal, or um, what's it called? Wheat something cereal. It's gross. I don't like it. But you can have that. So anything like that, and that would count as your liquid because it's so thin. Um, that 2 ounces would go down over 15 minutes, and then the next 15 minutes would be something else. Other things that I've had is yogurt, or not yogurt, pudding. So you can have non sugar pudding. Um, and that counts as a liquid as well. You can have soup. You can have pureed soup. That's light soup. I use light Progresso soup, which is really yummy. There's rotini, an Italian one, and enchilada cheese one. Those are the best that I've found. They're delicious. And so you put them in a blender so that there's no chunks or anything, and then you just drink the broth. It's really yummy. It tastes like food, so that's happy. And then again, over 15 minutes, well, it's like all day that way. And half of it is juice and liquids. Well, not half, it's 64 ounces of liquid. And of that 64 ounces, 22 ounces is protein. So that's all day. 15-minute, your day is broken up into 15-minute slots. It is annoying to be living your life in 15-minute increments. Even though I knew that this was part of the deal, and I'm fine with it, but it to sit in it just to do it hurts in my mind. It's very frustrating and feels like part of the reason why it's frustrating is because I'm so full. I mean, I'm so full. It's over full, especially because I'm not hungry at all. And so it's like you're forcing yourself to eat and you're forcing this liquid on top of liquid on top of liquid, and it's just ugh, not, not good. So just be patient with yourself because, you know, um, you'll get through it. I mean, you will get through it. I'm getting through it. It's just kind of challenging. Um, and I've been lucky enough that I haven't thrown up yet, or haven't thrown up. I'll just put it that way because I don't really want to experience that. Um, the nausea has been, the way it is. It's been there, and I've been dealing with that. So I feel like I've been pretty lucky. And I still have to be aware that that's a possibility, just to kind of plan for it or what have you. Um, but other than that, the nausea still is present. I don't have to take medicine every day for it. It's just kind of an as needed type of thing. Um, and um, I don't have to go to the doctor now for 6 weeks. I went every week after surgery until yesterday. So I made the 3 week mark, and I'm kind of set free. Set free. Sorry, my cell phone is beeping. I got set free for 6 weeks, so we'll see what happens in the next 6 weeks. Um, and I'm doing good on my weight loss, and it's just kind of falling off right now because I'm only taking in liquids. I get that, once I start with more solids, it's going to slow down some. Um, I've calmed down in size. I started, back in July, August. I think I was at a size 30, 32. And then when I went in before surgery, I was a size 28. Um, and it fit, was 28 was snug. And now a 26 is really loose. And then at Target, like I was a size 4, and now size 3 is really big on me. So I think I've come down about a size, and maybe a size and a half in about 2 weeks, 2 or so weeks. So, um, I'm just gonna keep it up. I think the doctor said I can go back to exercising. Of course, he's like, very slowly because I'm still weak and lightheaded. So I'm gonna talk to my trainer and find out what what program we can start to get me back into working out so that I can help the weight loss, still continue and at a good rate. Um, so there's that. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and like I said, I'm going to do a video when I can, and if you have any questions, please let me know. You can leave comments below. I have had a couple of requests for full body before and afters, and I'm gathering some photos that I've taken over time, and I'll post them when I'm ready. So take care. Thanks.